Let's do this. I mean, just from the coach's locker room, yeah.
Okay, we'll open up for questions for the two players. Start with Andy.
Matt, how many monsters before today?
0 monsters. I'm still in recovery, but it's a great product. You just have to drink responsibly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I guess kind of there in overtime for both of you guys. How did you guys kind of feel in that extra period, and what was kind of the difference for you guys there?
I honestly didn't play that great in overtime. In the first overtime, I missed some assignments, missed 3, missed 2 free throws, and then a couple shots at the beginning and missed 3 straight threes. But TJ is really the one that got us back in the game right at the end there and then carried us in overtime. So, I mean, it's something he's been doing for us all year. It's really nothing new.
Jeremy.
Matt, are you working on an NIL deal with this or?
Yes, they DM'd me after the game and commented on my post, so I think we got something in the works.
And then just you guys lose a 7-point lead in regulation. You come back from a 7-point deficit. Just what happened with both of those? Like, how did both those things happen?
Terrence went crazy to bring us back. I really got to watch the film to see how we dropped the lead, but one of them was there was a guy wide open under the rim, and I went and took him, and he got a wide open 3. So, but I got to watch the film.
I guess Terrence there kind of at the end of the first overtime period with you guys down 7. What was your kind of mindset for those last couple minutes?
That we're going to win the game. It was Tell's time on the clock, and I never count us out. And I feel like everybody had that mindset to not give up. And we stuck together, got stops, and executed on the offensive end.
Right here to the right.
For both of you guys, seniors, last game at home here and the first year here, kind of reflect on what this season's meant to you two.
Yeah.
It's meant a lot of ups and downs. Some guys left, but the people here now, they stayed, and we stuck together. And every time someone left or something we lost, we never separated. It just brought us closer together, and we're building a brotherhood still going into March. And I just feel like this win brought us even more closer together. Shows how hard we work and that we always fighting and we never give up.
Joey.
TJ, it seems like you and Matt together have been kind of getting it going offensively here in the last couple of games, the second half of Northwestern tonight. What can this be when you guys are both kind of on at the same time?
It can be great. Once me and Matt get going, it opens it up for our other teammates. So when we drive, we can kick out or hit our teammates on the back doors. But our teammates know that me and Matt are our primary scorers, and we just run offense through us, and we just happen to execute within the offense.
Derek.
You guys have been in a lot of buildings around the country. How'd you feel about the environment down the stretch in particular in your guys' last game here?
Like I say, every conference, post-game conference, we got the best friends in the country, and they stayed in it. Even when we went down 7, once Matt got going and I got going, they lifted us, and with their energy, I mean, y'all seen it. It got loud in there.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of they really helped us come back against Northwestern. They've been helping us all season. Tonight was one of the best environments I've been in. So Illinois has one of the best fan bases I've ever seen. It's probably unparalleled. It's amazing. I feel really blessed to be able to have played in this building for so many games.
Scott.
Terrence, what is it about this team that gave you the confidence that once it got to overtime that there wasn't any trouble?
I feel like it's never really any trouble when we're in the game, when we're locked in on defense and not messing up our assignments. But we messed up a few assignments and they got the lead. But then when we locked in and followed what we were told to do, we were fine. And I always believe in our team and my teammates, and pulled out a big win.
Brad. What does it mean for you guys starting to get production from guys like RJ coming off the bench, or starting tonight, especially with Jaden out? What does that mean for you guys moving forward?
That's big time. RJ, I believe the numbers might not show, but RJ is one of the best shooters and best wings in the country. And seeing him get out in transition, dunking the ball on Hunter, making open threes, that was big time. It just put a smile on my face, and I'm just happy for him. Ty Rogers stepping up big time. Not playing the first semester, just sticking to it, grinding, staying in the gym. Now he's playing a lot of minutes. So just everyone being ready and everyone being there for their teammate. Like I said, we're forming a big brotherhood, and I'm just happy for those guys.
Jeremy?
This is for both of you guys. What is Ty giving you right now, especially with Jaden out?
Yeah, Ty's been huge. Like, everybody knows he's a great rebounder, but they don't even know how great of a rebounder he really is, because if you look at the stats after every game, almost all of his rebounds are offensive rebounds, and that's way more valuable. He had 5 offensive rebounds tonight out of his 7 rebounds. So it's kind of weird to say, but he's a selfless rebounder. Like, he'll let other guys get defensive rebounds, and he's fighting after extra possessions for us. So, I mean, he's the definition of a team player. And then 6 of 9 from the field tonight, plus 16, which was by far the highest. His impact is huge, and everybody knows it. So we're super proud of Ty and seeing how much he's developed as the years gone on.
For both of you, what's been the biggest challenge guarding Dickinson, but also as you go into the season further, kind of what presents the challenge of going up against big men like Edie and future big men like those guys are?
We Coleman did a great job tonight making it hard for Hunter. He still had 31. But in 46 minutes.
It wasn't easy.
And 5 turnovers. Yeah, it was not easy at all. Like, he did such a great job for being undersized. He's always fighting. But we play Purdue next, obviously probably the best big man in the country. So we're going to have to double, potentially. We'll see with Dane if we have to or not. But we just have to work on our coverage with that and clean it up, because we stopped doubling after a little bit because not everybody was on the same page. But we're going to work on that a lot this week, and so we'll be better.
Joey?
Matt, similar to what we talked about yesterday, but what is that feeling when you and Terrence have it going together, like on the floor? Can you best describe it in any way?
Yeah, it's great. It just feels like taking turns. Like, I had that 5-point stretch in double overtime, and then I missed a couple shots, and it's just like, all right, my turn to just go stand in the corner and let Terrence go. And then if he messes up a couple times, and it's my turn, it feels like really good to not have to have a lot of weight on your shoulders. You're just like, all right, well, if I'm screwing up right now, I'll just pass it to the next guy. So, it's so great having a teammate like that, and something he does so well that I always tell him, just like, you get to the free throw line so well, and it's like, I mean, his numbers, field goal, 3-point percentage look like good, but like when you really look at his advanced statistics and show the true shooting and all that, it's off the charts because he's so amazing at getting to the free throw line. I mean, tonight, 13 of 16 from the free throw line. That's insane. So, in a lot of ways, people don't even understand how good Terrence really is, and he's been really, in my opinion, carrying our team, even when people don't think so sometimes.
Jeremy?
Terrence, it seemed like there was some talking between you and Michigan. There's some history in this rivalry, but I know some history with you and Juwan, whatever. But what was that like? I mean, what was going between you two?
Just competing. Just they talk trash, I'm gonna talk trash back. But I kind of initiated it. But that's just me. The way I play. I'm different on the court. I'm always talking trash and bringing the energy and just letting them know what it is.
Right here to the left.
So in light of that, when you're in an environment like that and you're playing that way and your shots aren't falling, how do you not get frustrated and continue to, get the looks that you want and kind of stay within yourself?
I don't get frustrated because I know how hard I work and I trust my work. But then again, I know I'm capable of getting to the paint whenever I want, and I know I'm not a ball hog or anything, so I would dish it out to my teammates when I get in the paint and hitting RJ or Ty on the back door, hitting Matt for a wide open 3. I'm just an all-around player, and if my shot's not falling, I'm not gonna force it. That's not my job. I know I trust my teammates, and I trust them to shoot and make plays.
Joey.
TJ, in pregame, you had a shirt on for Jaden. Can you just maybe walk us through how that relationship has blossomed to the point that it is with you two?
I look at Jaden like a little brother, and like me and my teammates, we had a talk yesterday. We was like, let's get the win for Jay. And then he ain't out like nothing bad or anything. I just wanted his presence to be there, and just wearing his shirt. I had it in my closet, and I was like, I'm gonna warm up in this shirt for Jay. And that was just what was behind that. But that's my guy, man. We talk all the time. I was texting with him today, asked him if he needed anything, and I saw him in shoot around, so I was happy to see him. But it's like a little brother to me.
Is that one of his NIL shirts?
Yeah.
You went out and bought one for him?
No, he gave it to me. He gave it to me. But I actually bought Coleman's NIL jersey.
Okay, Coach, we're ready when you are.
Let's talk monsters. We good with that? No, it's not. Two really good basketball teams tonight. Two really good basketball teams. I told our staff, I told our team, I think Michigan's the best team in our league. And I believe that. I love their talent. I think they've settled in quite nicely with Doug at the point. You've seen the growth, just the natural progression of a guy like Bufkin. Kobe has turned into a pro, in my opinion. Hunter's seems like he's been here for a long time, and he's only in his third year, but he's a load down low and a force to be reckoned with. The development of Taurus Reed, the addition of Joey Baker, a guy that's been at Duke, seen a lot of success. This is a very good basketball team. And then obviously Jet back in the lineup tonight. We had some heavy hearts. We had an interesting couple of days, a very challenging couple of days mentally and emotionally with the situation that happened with Jaden in practice. He never ventured very far from our thoughts. Terrence was out in pregame warm-ups with him, Jaden's shirt. That was a scary deal. We were actually relieved to see that it was a concussion. But about the game, it's always nice to win on senior night. It's always nice to see your two seniors contribute at a very high level. But this game to me was about Coleman Hawkins and the minutes played, wrestling at times with Hunter. We played small. We built a big lead with him. His IQ, his feel, his the ability to switch, rip drive, do some things. Did that, but in my opinion, some of the other guys have some better lines, but Coleman Hawkins was absolutely a huge factor. I thought Ty Rogers was incredible tonight. Plus 16 in the plus minus, and what a year, second half of the year he's had, and what he's developing into. So it was great to see RJ. Yeah, that's RJ, and rip driving it, hit a three, hit his free throws, and then just I've said all along he's one of the better defenders in this league. So my hat's off to Michigan. I think they're really good. Wish them nothing but the best the rest of the way, but proud of our guys for falling 7 down in overtime with 1:40 to go, and it's very easy. I think there's a little maturity in that. Very easy to just say, well, yeah, we blew it. We made some mistakes at the end of regulation, giving up a 3 to Jet. We just kept hanging in there, and it's the craziness of this team. I use that term in a really positive way, but it's their never die attitude and their ability, and and then Terrence was huge late.
Okay, questions? Jeremy?
Brett, just more big picture, but 20 wins in a season for 4 straight years. What's that mean to you?
Consistency. Great programs have consistency. great programs have consistency. And when you play in the best league in the country with the best coaches and the best venues with the best talent, and you start to establish that, and I'll be very honest, Jeremy, this year means a little more. 90% of our team was gone. We're playing 3 freshmen, a whole bunch. We got some great non-conference wins. We had to go through some speed bumps to keep our culture, and that's the important piece there. And I don't want entitlement. I don't want that happens. Nothing happens without a lot of really hard work. But consistency is the thing that jumps to my mind, and to do that in this league feels pretty good.
Brad?
For most of the night, you didn't take very many threes tonight. You were concerned with getting to the basket, it seemed like. Is that kind of the focus moving forward here?
Yeah, without giving out too much. I'm really good with Matt shooting 11 of them. Okay, he's a mid to high 30s, low 40s, going to be that type guy. He missed his easiest ones, I still believe in RJ. There's no doubt about that. I want him shooting him when he's open. But, the ability to get in the paint when our OER is 1.4, and then we get spray outs and we get threes that way, I'm really good with those. But we draw fouls. I thought Terrence was electric tonight, living in the paint, getting downhill. It was important we do that.
Derek?
Brad, it wasn't long ago you guys hadn't played in a whole lot of close games. How did you feel like your team handled the tense moments into regulation, into overtime, knowing that March has some of these wild ones?
March has a whole bunch of them. 50-50. Those are things we've got to, we came out of the timeout and we're up 3 and, in late and Matt gave up the 3 to Jet and Taurus Reed dove down the lane and was going to have a layup. And we got to understand that that's good. That's okay. We're still ahead. That doesn't, and we got to handle some of those situations. We had a play or two offensively. We just broke down and didn't execute. We knew the play, and we just didn't execute it. And I'm always reluctant to call a timeout at different times, especially when you need them late. Tonight was a little different, especially knowing we didn't have a point guard and Jaden out there. It was, I thought we did some good things. I thought we got every shot we wanted when we were down late, and it was driving it to the rim. We put Terrence in some right situations. We put, we made the change, and instead of Coleman setting the ball screens, we started having Ty Rogers set them because Hunter was guarding him, allowing the switch. TJ made a great play off 2 feet to get Matt a wide open 3 that he just happened to miss, but it was a great play. So I feel pretty solid about that, and maybe could have ended overtime earlier if TJ made a free throw, but he didn't, and we go to the second. We just showed resiliency. So, you can never be too good in those situations. You've always got to be, but a minute 40 down or a minute 40 on the clock and 7 down, I was pleased to see really good execution there on both ends.
Here to the right.
Knowing Dickinson's a really tough center, one of the best players in the country, what were the challenges presented to you as far as game planning for him?
Couple. One, he's extremely skilled. He's got great touch. He's shooting 40% from the 3. He hasn't shot a bunch of them. But they're the one team in our league that plays really, really big, and they put Taurus in the game. And one of the things that happens when they do that is you have to decide how you want to guard Hunter. And Hunter is an elite passer, and he sees the floor. He's a veteran. He's pretty much done it all. So he's a very good player, and you got to pick your poison. We mixed up trapping him. We mixed up single coverage with him tonight, and he's going to get his.
Andy?
Just kind of how important has Ty been over the past couple of months, especially kind of the aspect of being able to play different spots based off the different needs you guys have had over the course of the year?
Yeah, Ty's really good, and he can guard multiple positions, not just it's not what he does on the offensive end, but he's great. He's a great screener. He's a great cutter. To go along with his rebounding and then his passing. So we're trying very much to get him in dribble up post ups and post ups. I love him coming off ball screens because he's such a good passer. He's always under control. He never gets sped up. So he's been really, really good. Really, really good. I feel really good about him coming off our bench.
Brad, second half against Northwestern, the overtimes tonight, we've seen Terrence and Matt maybe get going together offensively. I guess where can that take you guys, and what are you seeing that's maybe allowing those two to find that right now?
We'll find out. I don't know. We built this team with that in mind. For March. The ability to have when things get really, really hard. I learned a valuable lesson early on when I was at K-State, and you better have somebody when the game's on the line that can go get a bucket, and they take it away. And we played Xavier in a Elite Eight game, and it was Crawford and Jacob Pullen, and it was just everything went awry. You couldn't create it, and you better have somebody go get a basket. And those guys can both do that. I like that aspect. We have the ability to play small. We have the ability to play big when needed. So we'll find out.
Right here to the left.
You talked about losing that 7-point lead there, and that's kind of a combustible, situation. And, I think you said guys saying, oh, well, whatever it might be. What did you see from your guys in that, the last minute of regulation, the last minute of the first overtime, last minute of the second overtime when the tension was the highest?
Yeah, it was very calming. I mean, it was upbeat. It was a lot of time, one basket at a time. When you're talking 3 possessions, it's always about a basket. A basket. It's the small wars, the small battles, and just get a basket, cut it to 5. Then we got to stop. We scored. Now it's 1 possession, and you just. This team believes, and for whatever the reason, we've been able to do that all year, 10, 12, 14 down, whatever, and 18 down at half, fall back to – we've just kind of had a unique niche, but this team doesn't rattle, and, and then they got guys who can make a few plays.
Right.
With the atmosphere tonight and going to Purdue against Zach Edey, knowing that you went up against one of the best players like Dickinson, what are you kind of talking about as a coach? What goes through your mind knowing that you went up against one of the best players first, and now you got to go up another one just like him?
Yeah, it's just pretty much every night in this league. We'll see. Zach's 4 inches bigger. He poses different problems. Their team has. I haven't dove into Purdue yet, but, I think this league provides tremendous challenges. I think the venues create and support great basketball. Purdue's is no different. They're our league champion. They've had a phenomenal year. They didn't lose a game in non-league. And, they're spent most of the year ranked number 1 for a reason. So different problems, but what the success we had tonight won't be any good if we don't play with the same effort and passion that we did tonight.
Right in the middle.
Coach, Terrence had a bit of a slow start in regulation, but he made up for it in overtime. What went into giving him all those ISO opportunities in OT?
Yeah, he's our best option. He's our best. We've seen him do that. We saw him do it at Texas. In the Texas win. We've been there, done that before. That's trust. We're gonna ride those guys as long and as far as they'll take us, and it's really that simple. We put the ball in Ty's hands and shortened TJ's runway a little bit with some zooms where he didn't have to just play with it out there. But you dance with who brought you to the dance, and that's where we're at.
Jeremy.
What's it like to coach a team with the highs and lows of this one, and how do you?
If Paul was here, I'd take my blood pressure. it's as crazy as it sounds. It's a little bit comforting because you know you're never out of it, and you know you've got, and I use the term real dudes. You know, you've got guys who can go make those plays, and I think we've been resilient that way, and so they've got me believing. And slow start, we'll be okay. You know, down 10, just one possession at a time. You know, I kind of know what to say now, you know, and how to react to it, because it's been, you know, it'd be nice if we didn't do it, but we do.
Scott.
Excuse me. I guess with Jaden, I mean, do you have any more information or clarity on his status right now?
No. None.
Joey, and then we'll go in the back.
Just one more about TJ and Matt. Matt talked about like they kind of can take turns. Like he hit those 5 straight, and then TJ in the second overtime kind of took over. Do you interject at all, or do they have the instincts to kind of figure out when is the time?
No, we were, you know, a little bit of it tonight was fatigue, you know, and a little bit of it tonight was matchup. A lot of it was matchup. You know, we've got certain areas we like to get Matt, you know, and you know, Matt got downhill, got a couple easy ones at the rim based on the matchup. They made a substitution when Taurus fouled out and put Hunter on tie, so we kind of switched some things up there. So it's kind of a, you know, and, you know, I trust Matt 100%. I mean, I'm not sure after the 2 missed free throws that he was in a great frame of mind, but with Matt, I mean, he's probably thinking about drinking his next Monster. I don't know. And he, you know, he's going to make baskets. So,
Brad, on that line, I'm just curious, when Matt tells you he has caffeine poisoning, like, what's the response?
he didn't tell me that. I didn't. I knew he was sick and didn't feel well, but you know, it's kind of hard to make some of that up, you know. And I just said, why? I mean, what? You know, what? But yeah. Next, nothing. I did. I mean, he was sick. He wasn't in practice. He felt terrible the day after the game, and that could probably do it.
Anything surprised you with him?
No. Good or bad? I mean, he's interesting.